We live in a beautiful city, full of history, a history that hasn't always been easy, but we have always moved forward.
Full of promise, the promise of hard work winning every day, and a future that is ours to make.
Filled with people who truly care about each other and who work hard and laugh easily.
Join us as we explore this place we call home. Explore Tulsa.
Hi, and welcome to another week of Exploring Tulsa. It's been a cold week for sure, but a good week.
Too cold for me, Austin, but we have a great show, and I'm ready to get it started. Hey, speaking of cold, what sounds really good on a cold winter's day?
I'm thinking hot and fire, and I'm thinking wood burning and brisket. Why am I thinking brisket?
Exactly. On a cold winter day, doesn't some Oklahoma hot barbecue just sound perfect? We found one of Tulsa's most sought after barbecues, and the best part, he's mobile, so he can be right on your doorstep.
Through my experience as a PTA president, we got used to cooking for crowds of 500 and 600 people at a time at the back to school picnics and whatnot. Every time we would do a big event and feed everybody at the school, everybody always wondered where the food came from. You know, I tell them my backyard. They're like, oh, is that the name of your catering company? No, quite literally. I cooked in my backyard. Possibly it's not legal to serve here, but this is a PTA function, so pay up. But that gave me my experience cooking for large groups. It gave me the idea, hey, you know, if people do this for a living, maybe I can too. I did work at Empire Bar for 15 years, bartending and whatnot, so working with different flavor profiles was second nature to me. You know kind of what goes with what combinations you can make to taste really good. But I was kind of at that time, I left here because my kid was getting older and I wanted to spend more time, not so many late nights. So I started doing some construction consulting work, and then that's when I was involved in the PTA. And then one of the guys I was working with doing the consulting, he and I had this idea of, hey, maybe we could do a little barbecue food truck business, and we found a listing for a trailer that had all the equipment we needed in it, smoker, grill, everything else, and we jumped right on it and kind of worked backwards from the business plan from there. I did know some of the food truck people at the time, but I had no idea what the hell I was getting into at all. You know, I advise people all the time now, and I always tell them, you know, if you don't have 2 years money to back you up and aren't willing to work 80 or 90 hours a week, don't do it, because it's hard. But the first couple of years we were open, we weren't doing it full time. We were doing gigs here and there, but even just doing a few events here and there, it takes a lot of hours, a lot of prep, serving time. You have no idea what you're getting into. Then I decided if we're going to make it work, I needed to go ahead and leave all my other stuff I was doing and jump into it full time. So we jumped into it full time. Then right at the beginning of last year, I bought my partner out, and we kind of really have spread our wings from there. These days, gigs find us. We've been around long enough and kind of carved our own name out, so people recognize us and what we do, and you know, we've been fortunate to now be one of the more sought after trucks in the Tulsa area. But we do a lot of private stuff. Actually, most of our business now is private stuff, whether it's, you know, a corporate dinner or somebody wants us to come do a private 10-course dinner for 30 in their home. You know, we'll do whatever. We just like to have fun and serve food. I guess it's a little bit of a mixture of all types of barbecue. Might be closely more related to like a Memphis style barbecue, or at least in the way I do it. You know, my food truck's called Rub, so we start everything by rubbing it, and we do have our own rub seasoning we make, but rub it and smoke it, and then we do other things with it from there. For Rub the truck, you know, we're just kind of plugging along, doing our thing and having a really good time. There are some spots downtown that we've been looking towards perhaps a brick and mortar. The chances are, for me personally, you might see a brick and mortar concept that's not Rub before we actually see a Rub brick and mortar. And really through Rub and the stuff we do, you know, if I start listing the stuff we're known for, I mean, we're known for our farm to table brunch. We're 3-time taco throwdown winners. You know, known for our avant-garde take on barbecue. And so everything kind of within all that is one thing we're known for. With this other concept, we want to do a whole nother set of stuff. That way I can have my rub stuff going over here, my other concepts going here, and that way I don't have to get bored doing either one.
Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Joel is such a great guy. It's good to see someone who also gives back to the community when he can. I think we'll be seeing Rub around for a long while.
Our next story introduces us to a couple of guys who decided it was a good idea to start a farm. Just like that, let's start a farm. And along with another partner, they're figuring it all out and have an awesome farm just outside Tulsa.
Turns out these guys are friends with Joel. So should we have talked to them first? Did we just put the egg before the chicken?
Maybe. We'll find out when Explore Tulsa returns in a moment.
Like, parents have a thing, when it gets too quiet in the home, we're worried, you know what I mean? I don't like silence in the home because it just feels dead.
Silence, that just doesn't feel like a creative place to me.
Turning on music in your house is almost like turning on the lights in your house.
Music makes mundane stuff better. Silence is probably the enemy of a happy home.
Bring the music home on the corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Are you a social media junkie? Then connect with us on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook at Explore Tulsa and Instagram at Explore_Tulsa. Thanks for coming back for more Explore Tulsa.
Trish, you're a nurse and you know so much focus now is on eating healthy in order to be healthy and not having to run to the doctor all the time.
There really is a lot to be said for a healthy lifestyle, and these next guys are doing their part to give us food in the right way.
It was a cold day on the farm, but the camera crew was game, so we made it happen.
Prior to about 3 years ago, I've never farmed a day in my life. I'm from San Francisco. We don't really farm too much out there. So I came to Tulsa. I've been in healthcare for a long time, and then we started the farm 3 years ago. It's the first time I've done anything like this. Peter grew up on a farm when he was a kid down in Texas. He had goats and chickens.
I showed goats as a kid and stuff like that. Nothing like this though. This is a lot more intensive, a lot more management, a lot more animals.
We always give him a hard time that there's no documented proof of this farm ever existed, but he's the one, I would say, of all of us that has the most farming background.
I wouldn't say a lot of experience, but I did get used to, being out there every day, feeding the animals. I got experience with sick animals and with, just some of the stuff that breaks, fencing, just keeping water on stuff, all of that kind of stuff. Jason here at Prairie Creek Farms, Jason owns the property and has been very gracious to lease it to us as the farm.
Jason joined the partnership about 6 months after we got started. He had just moved back from Denver and was, interested in getting involved, and so we brought him in, and he's been a huge asset. I think traditionally when you see farmers, majority of the time they're older. The average age of a farmer in this country is somewhere between 59 and 61. And then if they are younger, a lot of times they've had farming handed down from the last generation or multiple generations. There's a lot of farmers in Oklahoma that are third, fourth, fifth generation farmers. There are some out there that are doing an excellent job, and honestly, a lot of the farms we look up to are younger farmers that kind of jumped in out of nowhere that had a passion for this business and are making it grow.
We've had a lot of help from a lot of other farmers that have done this for a lot longer than us, and they've been really helpful.
We started with pigs because I was still traveling a lot with work, and Peter still had his full-time job. And after doing a lot of research, we decided that pigs were the lowest maintenance. And we wanted to try our hand at it. And so pigs didn't need necessarily somebody out there full-time every single day.
The pigs are pretty hardy, and they don't get sick very often, and they kind of take care of themselves, food and water.
And so there's a lot of work that goes into all the other animals, where pigs, we felt like it was a good entryway. Now, chickens are an everyday thing. You got to maintain them, you got to gather the eggs, or with meat chickens, you got to move them constantly to keep them safe, because everything eats chicken.
The chickens are a lot of maintenance, but our laying hens, they pretty much take care of themselves as long as we take them. But cattle, you know, they get pregnant and they have calves, and I don't have any experience in that, so we've been able to pull from some of our neighbors a lot of help in that, and they take a lot longer and they need a lot more space. We're not certified in anything. We do non-GMO feed. The feed we purchase is certified non-GMO, but we haven't gone through the certification for ourselves. All of our feed is non-GMO. We meet all the standards. We're just haven't gotten to the point where we want to pay someone to come out here and tell us that we're non-GMO.
Final product, it depends on what it is. So pigs, they get broken up into, you know, a lot of retail cuts, pork chops, bacon, etc. And then we sell those at the farmer's market. We do home deliveries. And then a large chunk of our product goes wholesale. So we sell to about 8 to 10 restaurants here in Tulsa, and then very soon we're expanding out with Oklahoma City and Little Rock.
We try to go around and keep tabs on what we can, but I think what we do is better than your factory farm organic label. I like to be friends with the pigs and the chickens, you know, and not necessarily be friends with a whole bunch of other people. Nate loves it, going down and meeting everybody else and helping really get the name of Prairie Creek Farms out there.
The future of the farm is very bright right now. We're just able to partner up with one of the local restaurant groups here, which is going to be pushing us to expand, particularly our pork operation, to you know, about 600 pigs a year. Which is going to put us in the position where we're going to need more labor out here, and financially put us in a position where it can support more salaries.
Nate said when visitors come to the farm, they see that the animals live a really happy life with only one bad day.
Oops, but that bad day is providing good, wholesome food right here in Tulsa.
Right, and so many Tulsa restaurants are sourcing their food from local farms now. That's great for the community.
Even though it was cold, we loved getting to meet the guys behind Prairie Creek Farms. Well, stay tuned. We're taking a road trip when Explore Tulsa returns after these messages.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get 1 pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my 2-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
At Video Revolution, we know that getting to the top of your game requires hard work and dedication. Same thing that keeps us at the top of our game, motivating you with technology that takes you places you never dreamed possible. Share the technology and everyone wins. 4K HD TV, home audio, wireless and smart technology for your home or office. Find the tech that inspires you at Video Revolution, northwest corner of 71st and Lewis. Video Revolution, Revolution, Revolution.
Hi, we appreciate you sending us emails and messages suggesting new ideas for us to cover. Keep it up. As always, you can email us at info@exploretulsa.com or message us on Facebook at Explore Tulsa. Trish, it's the holiday season, and friends and family descend, and I'm left scrambling trying to figure out what to do with them all.
Well, other than just enjoying being with family and friends, there are plenty of great things around Tulsa and around Green Country to see and do.
I think a road trip would keep them all happy. So I'm gonna load them all up and head down to pay this next segment a visit.
Tony, one of his big things, he'll come in and look at the helmet wall and he said, we need more helmets. And the helmet wall's as big as it gets. Tony Holden in 2006 decided to open it up as a museum and got a hold of me. He's a third cousin of mine, so got a hold of me and said, hey, let's do this. And he owned probably 12 bikes plus a Steve McQueen collection, which used to be kind of the centerpiece of our museum until we sold it, and then we kind of focused on Evil after that. But he wanted to do something for the town. He's originally from Miami and lives based out of Tulsa now, but he wanted to do something for our town. he had probably 10 or 12 bikes plus a Steve McQueen collection, and that was in May of 2006 is when we opened. But he kind of was displaying them in the front showroom to the public, but the public couldn't come in. But then in May of 06, we actually opened it up where the public could come in and see it, and then we put a store with it. The British bikes are awesome. I mean, that's the Triumphs and stuff like that's always been a focus, but really just anything with a good story and with it. We've got the one behind you is a Yamaha street tracker. It was jumped in the 1960s or 70s by Johnny Cowboy Hall. He was actually from Tulsa. He was out jumping around on it, but it was a 650 compared to what Evil was jumping 750s. But he set 3 world records with that bike. And then we got a 1917 Harley. It was found in a field down by Bernice and restored. Mr. Shin's bike is what it's called. It's got a pretty neat, unique, long story with it. And we have the original sidecar that came with it, and the sidecar's not been restored. It's still rusted and old. So, but yeah, we got several. In the Evil room, we've got his super van is the centerpiece. It was used for his rocket at the Snake River Canyon jump. He used to haul it, but it was also mission control, where they had the the control boards and stuff in there, and that's what they hauled it around in. We've got his X-rays that show his personal X-rays that show all the bones he broke, 35 of them to be exact. So he always said he broke every bone in his body, but he said I don't know. He always said I didn't know if I did, but I know I broke 35. So we've got all kinds of neat stuff in there that was his belt buckle, license plate, his Montana Hall of Fame plaque, original drawings for the lunch pail that was popular back in the 70s. He was out here in 2005 at the Buffalo Bike Run. There used to be a big bike run at the Buffalo Run Casino, and Tony met him then, brought him out there to that, and they became friends. And they stayed friends all the way till his death in December of 07. And then after that, Tony started acquiring most of the stuff in the family. I think Evil kind of led the way, and boy, they were using those street bikes, and it was just the daredevil thing, being, I don't know, it was crazy that they did it. I mean, even women got into it, and then the one guy was jumping from ramp to bare ground, and that was, I forgot his name, but I don't know what got him into it. I think Evil led the way on being that daredevil, being that, or he called himself the last American gladiators. Well, we started small. We only had the few bikes in the McQueen collection, and then we kind of got more into the memorabilia, because we didn't really start out with all the memorabilia you see in here. And we kind of wanted to tell the stories a little more with the memorabilia, like the helmet wall, which we have over 100 helmets on that wall, which shows the evolution of the helmet from early, turn of the century all the way till present day, really. I mean, so we wanted to tell the story with the photos and all the memorabilia that we have throughout the museum, and that's kind of how it got set up. And then the gas station, it kind of, what you would have seen in the 1950s, riding your bike down a dirt road, pull over and get gas. We're always interested in more vintage bikes. They're just getting harder and harder to find. I think we're definitely wanting more of those. Anything from the 30s, 40s, especially Indians. Indians are great, and Harleys too, but we're always interested in that. As far as the foreign tourists, we get a lot of foreign tourists come through. They rent their bikes in Chicago and they'll ride all the way to LA. And so and we're in most travel guides now, Route 66 guides. And we're hooked up with several tour groups. And so we probably, gosh, I don't know how many groups we get a year, 70, 80 groups come through. It could have anywhere from only 5 or 6 bikes all the way up to say 40 or 50. So we get some big ones. And the local, we're loved here in town that I know of. I mean, it seems like we're, everybody knows us. Everybody knows where to send people when they're looking for even just Route 66 collectibles.
Now that would make a great day trip. And there's some awesome restaurants down that way too, to add to the day's activities.
The museum is well run and well stocked. So many intriguing pieces that I think my family might even have fun. Check out the website to plan a visit.
You should plan the whole trip for everyone this Christmas. I think your family would be impressed. Hey, there's more Explore Tulsa just ahead. We're coming right back after this.
And we're going to use a word that you've probably been saying wrong. We're going to get it right.
The future has arrived. Video Revolution introduces Sony OLED Ultra 4K TV, the ultimate experience you've been waiting for. Sony HDR OLED TVs with color and details so precise you won't believe your eyes and ears. Watch the big game or your favorite movie. Immersed in vivid HDR color, deep black levels, lifelike detail, and crisp, clear sound which bursts from the built-in sub and speakers through the acoustic screen to dazzle your senses. Access content through thousands of apps from Amazon and Netflix to YouTube and more. With Sony's advanced voice search, you spend less time browsing and more time watching. And all images upscaled to 4K. Sony HDR OLED TV has arrived. Experience it now at Video Revolution, northwest corner of 71st and Lewis, and videorevolution.com.
Hey, missed any of our previous shows or just want to revisit an old segment? Then swing by our YouTube channel to explore all things Tulsa. YouTube, the Explore Tulsa channel. Okay, you say tomato.
And I say tomato.
And I say acai berry, I think.
And I just learned to say acai. And we both figured out that this fruit is delicious and nutritious and ready to mix with all kinds of other fruits.
It's that funny berry that's from Brazil. It's a superfood, but it's actually spelled A-C-A-I. And I always called it the acai berry, and my wife always pronounced me, because she's from New York, she knows it's Ah-Sigh-e. And so as kind of a play on our joke with that, we named it after the pronunciation of that berry. So I was born in Springfield, Missouri. I actually lived in Bixby before I met my wife for about 4 years, and I moved to Florida for 14 years. And we found an acai bowl place there. It was one of our favorite things to eat. So when we moved here, we were like, well, what are we gonna do now?
And pretty much every day I ate there for lunch. I enjoyed it because it was healthy, filling, and it helped me keep my good figure, which is always important as a woman. But so when we moved here, I said, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna, what am I gonna eat here? So that's when he said, let's open up one of those acai places, and that's how we're here.
The inspiration for this was the bowl in Naples, but it was regional for them. They had 2 locations. I actually reached out to the lady because we loved her food so much about franchising, and she wasn't ready. So we just kind of saw it as a sign to start on our own, and we took the favorite things about the restaurant that she had and just started working on things we liked too as well. And we came up with a nice menu and decided to go for it.
The bowls that we made are custom bowls that we thought would be good ingredients that go together, so they don't mirror what they were doing, but the concept is the same. Their blend, obviously, we didn't know how they made their blend, so we basically went off of taste and trial and error, and finally got something down for what we thought was good consistency and how I liked to eat it. And yeah, that's how we kind of came up with it.
So it's real bitter by nature. It's really good, highly beneficial for you health-wise, but some people don't like that bitterness of it. So we take it, we combine it with some other really highly beneficial fruits like dark cherries, strawberries, bananas. We use a dairy-free here, so I use almond milk that's dairy-free, unsweetened, or coconut milk, dairy-free, unsweetened coconut milk too, to make some blends that's kind of in between a smoothie and ice cream. We do a little thicker blend, so it gives it just a better texture whenever you're eating it. So we layer that with homemade granola that's made from locally out of Owasso from a lady that owns Holy Granola. She makes a whole flavored line of granola. I get so much flavor packed from my blend and the toppings that we use. I wanted something real simple, and she was willing to make that for us, custom for the store. So our granola is just rolled oats. It's lightly sweetened with honey and extra virgin olive oil, and she bakes that for us and brings it to us for us to serve to our customers. And then we do fresh toppings, fresh sliced strawberries, bananas, blueberries, pineapples. We do mango on some of them, so you get a nice serving of fruit on top of it with some nuts and seeds.
People will enjoy it. I think especially people that care about their health and want to eat healthy, and it's something that it's really versatile. You can eat it for breakfast, you can eat it for lunch, you can eat it for dinner.
One of the goals of the store was single ingredient, local when we can, and then we support global things too as well with the fruits that we buy that are made here too as well. So it just all ties in together. I'm really proud of our honey. It comes locally made here in Jinx, and the Rourke family takes care of our honey for us. They make it locally fresh.
I love Bixby. I love the small town feel of it. I love Tulsa. I think it's a great city. There's a lot of good things to offer. Love the community feel, and love, especially for the sports. We love the sports for the kids. We have a son that's really into basketball, and sports here are just way different than Florida. It's definitely a lot different. So I enjoy that part of it. enjoy the small town feel, like I said, and it's been very welcoming. We love Bixby.
The growth has been phenomenal. It's crazy. Even from day one, with limited marketing, from day one I had people show up, which I didn't even know. You don't even know what to expect when you just turn that key. And it's just grown and grown and grown.
It's exciting, and it's really something new to Tulsa. I mean, there are a couple places that do offer it. I think we're pretty unique in the way that we do offer it. So that in itself is exciting. Hopefully people will take to it, and it seems like they are. And just our goal is just to continue to grow, get our name out there, and hopefully touch some people's lives along the way.
Kind of a funny name, but a cool place.
And so good for you. Fresh fruit, natural granola, and local honey. Our kind of place.
Jason and Trina may have just moved from Florida, but we're glad they're here and thrilled they brought a little bit of Florida with them.
It sounds like the community has welcomed them with open arms. I love to see that. We're back in a moment with more Explore Tulsa after this.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Discover the benefits of making the right connections at Video Revolution. Connect with the expert staff who will take the time to understand and satisfy your technology needs. The installation staff will make it easy to maximize your new equipment for years of high-definition inspiration. Inspirational video and audio now with voice-driven built-in internet streaming apps. Connections, real live ones with people who know and care. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hey, have you visited our YouTube channel lately? Did you know that we have a custom playlist set up for you? Go to Playlist Family Fun and enjoy highlights of all the places and events that are enjoyable for all ages.
Thank you so much for watching Explore Tulsa. My name is Missy Brumley with the Bixby Outreach Center, and we provide basic needs assistance to local families in need in the Bixby and surrounding areas. We would love to have you come by and visit us.
Well, a cold week in Tulsa, but we hope we warmed your heart with a good show.
Our thanks, of course, to our sponsors who make this show possible. Be sure and support our local sponsors.
Dr. Zollner and Associates and Video Revolution are both Tulsa companies that have been around for a long time, and we want to thank them both for helping us do this show every week.
We are always looking for interesting segments. If you know someone we should talk to, send us a message. Merry Christmas to you, and we'll see you next time, right here on Explore Tulsa.